Tell us a little bit about the company and what you do.
Yeah, so as I just stated, SMB Nutrition is short for Spirit, Mind, Body Nutrition. The idea behind that is a concept that I learned through experience of total wellness. So to me, total wellness is spiritual, mental, and physical wellness. So the idea of the company is we produce products, which at the moment it's only one product, a pre-workout. In the future, I'll expand to more products. But they are tools to help people become a better version of themselves in spirit, mind, body, this idea of total wellness.
Would you mind sharing a little bit about what you went through as a teenager? I know you had some rough times.
Yes, exactly. So as a teenager, I was a bodybuilder. I ultimately wanted to compete. But when I was about 17 years old, so just about to become a senior in high school, I got very sick. I don't know what the illness was. I don't think I'll ever know what it was. But one of the symptoms was I lost a lot of weight. So I went from around 160 pounds to about 80 pounds. And I went between about 80 and 100 pounds for about the next 15 years. And so that created a lot of other bad side effects. But as I mentioned in the first question, that was the experience that really taught me the importance of like this total wellness, because I needed spiritual, mental, and physical wellness in order to survive that, because I almost died several times. I had to go to the hospital and everything.
Going through this, I mean, the struggle, it's how you started the business. So you got to look at the bad, which brought out the good, right?
Well, in addition to that, as I mentioned earlier, I was a bodybuilder as a teenager, but that being a bodybuilder got me into like nutrition as well as training. And I knew about supplements as well, read about supplements. I used to work at a health club. The members would ask me about supplements, even though I worked at the front desk. I wasn't probably qualified to give them information, but I did. And so I just thought, well, I enjoy supplements. Why not start a supplement company? And so here we are after procrastinating for over a decade to get it started. I'm here. So
You mentioned your older brothers were parents in a sense to you, right? And could you talk a little bit about them as a mentor?
yeah, absolutely. So my mom, she had to work a lot. She was a nurse, so she would work all sorts of hours and everything. So my brothers basically, yeah, they were my parents. They're 11 and 9 years older than me. So when I was born, they were already almost teenagers. And so I did basically everything with them. And yeah, they were my mentors. My middle brother, Chuck, he's a PhD, and he went through a lot of struggles in order to get that PhD. And that taught me the importance of just sticking with something and not giving up. And the same with my brother Jeff. He's had problems, issues in his life, but he hasn't given up. So I basically look to them as kind of my parents in a way.
You used to work for large corporations, in a sense. So, what kept happening? And could you talk a little bit about that? And yeah, I want to find out more about you being a bodybuilder too. Wow.
Well, I guess we'll start with the bodybuilding first. So I really got into bodybuilding when I was a teenager. What happened is in, I think it was seventh grade during midterms in gym class, and the coach is basically like, do whatever you want. Play basketball, volleyball, as long as you're active, I'll give you an A for your midterms. So I played basketball, and about 3 or 4 people fell on my leg when I went up for a layup, and it broke both bones in my right ankle. And so when I recovered from that, I went to the coach, said, hey, I need to make my leg stronger because it's been in a cast for 2 months. And he said, go over there and do calf raises, the toe raises, and do lying leg curls. And I got bitten by the weightlifting bug, and I fell in love with it. So I started researching. I used to watch American Muscle on ESPN. I recorded it on VHS and went to the bookstores and read all the magazines. Didn't buy them because I didn't have a lot of money, but I'd flip through them at the newsstand there and read all the different articles and everything, and started learning about supplements and followed, Bill Phillips and EAS when he had his Body for Life challenge and everything. So I just really fell in love with bodybuilding. And even when I lost all the weight, I still loved it and did my best to try to keep up with the weightlifting, even though it was very, very difficult being 80 pounds. But with regards to your original question with the company, yes, I did work for large companies. I am an IT professional. I say IT professional by day, supplement slinger by night is what I like to term it. And, but yeah, I used to work for gyms as well before, even when I was into IT, I used to work for gyms just to make some money before I was able to get a job in IT and learn more about supplements there. But in terms of starting the company, I procrastinated for over a decade. And it's a classic case of that I thought everything had to be perfect. I was like, okay, well, no, I'm not ready to do it now. Let me investigate this or do that. And the truth is, circumstances are never perfect. There's always going to be something that goes wrong. And you just got to start it and then figure out along the way how to correct it. So it was that. And then also the birth of my son in 2019. I was like, okay, if I'm going to do something, I need to do it now because I'm running out of time.
Pretty amazing. Really, if you guys are just tuning in, you got to reach out to SMB Nutrition. That's the website. Spirit, build the discipline, the mind to stick to the plan. And of course, our guest here is talking about his company and of course, all the supplements that he's going to share with us and to help you guys as you, navigate your role, mind, body, and soul in a sense.
Yes, you got it exactly right. Couldn't have said it any better. So,
can we talk specifically about some of these products? I'm very curious to know what type of supplements are we talking about.
Well, the products. So as I mentioned before, I was into supplements. So I basically spent like a year, and this is a year with a little kid. So it's not like a year consistently. It's over the whole period of time because when he needs attention, he gets attention. He doesn't care what I'm doing. So. I basically read a lot of studies, literature, learning about what supplements do. So I designed the formula myself, which is a whole other can of worms because I had insurance companies that didn't want to insure me for the product because I designed it. I didn't get like a quote unquote professional to design it. And eventually I was able to, with the help of a friend of mine, Hussein Abdullah, he was able to get insurance for me. And so, yeah, I designed the formula myself, and thankfully I had a consultant reach out to me, and he had connections to manufacturers that I didn't even know existed, and he was able to find a manufacturer that would produce the product. I gave him the formula. They said, okay, here's the quote for it, and then I produced the formula. Before the consultant reached out to me, I was just calling any manufacturer that I could. Majority of them would never give me a call back. And it makes sense. I'm a small company, so they're used to dealing with larger companies, and I'm not going to be able to give them a ton of money. And so, but the manufacturers I did speak to, some of them were good. Some of them were, the hair on my neck started standing up like something was wrong. It didn't seem legit. And so eventually, thankfully, the consultant reached out to me, and then I was able to find a good manufacturer. Absolutely. So the SMB Pre-Workout's the product now. So it's a pre-workout. So you take it 30 minutes or so before you want to go work out. Yeah, so the way that it really coincides with the idea and the purpose behind the company, the spirit, mind, body. So you could think of spirit as being like energy, so to speak. So caffeine and hydrous, everybody knows caffeine, and hydrous basically means it's the water's being removed without water. And so that gives you energy, obviously. And then L-theanine, which is a amino acid that's found mostly like in green tea. And what that does is it is like anti-anxiety. So some people would take a lot of caffeine, then you get real anxious and jittery. Well, L-theanine helps to level that out. So you'll get the energy from caffeine, but you won't get feel like you're wired from it. So that kind of coincides with the spirit portion of it. And then you have mind, which you mentioned, which is focus. The product also has a couple of focus ingredients, which is L-tyrosine, which is an amino acid, and it's a precursor to dopamine. The technical term is catecholamines in it. And then there's also alpha GPC, which is short for alpha glycerylphosphorylcholine. It is a form of choline, which is an essential nutrient, and choline is used to make acetylcholine, which can be called a neurotransmitter. It helps with focus, attention. It's also necessary for muscle movement. So that's you could think of that as the mind portion of it. And then for body, we have L-citrulline, which is an amino acid. It gets its name because of, I believe it's either watermelon. Pardon me. It's in watermelon. So you have to eat a whole bunch of watermelon in order to get a sufficient amount of L-citrulline. So L-citrulline is a precursor to nitric oxide in the body, which helps to dilate blood vessels. And so it helps with blood flow to get more fluid and blood into the muscles. So if you're doing bicep curls and you feel that pump, so your muscles feel like they're swole up. Betaine anhydrous, betaine is made already in the body, but it is good as it helps to hydrate muscle cells. It's what's called an osmolyte. So basically, in short, it's good for like hydrating the cells because you need to have hydration in terms of fluid in order to get a pump. So I kind of think of that as the body. So that's in short what the active ingredients in the product do.
Let me ask, I know you're based out of Texas, and clearly you ship to those here in the States and also worldwide, or tell me about the distribution process and where we can find your products.
Yeah, so at the moment, we just ship in the United States. To ship out of the country, it's a little bit too expensive at the moment. So just in the United States, distribution, you're talking to it. So it's me. You have a question on customer service, you're contacting me. You order the product, I'll box it myself and ship it out to you. One-man show here.
Gosh, plant-based protein, what's that?
Yeah, so when I originally started the company I think it was 2020, I got an LLC, and then 2021, I believe, I got a plant-based protein. That was originally going to be the only thing I wanted to sell, was a plant-based protein powder. So I started with that. I still do sell it, although if somebody wants to buy it, they just shoot me a DM, and I'll be happy to ship it out to them. I do not have it on the website anymore. But yeah, that was the original product called Howard's Blend. So my name is Howard Blend, and Howard's Blend. Everybody's freaked out, like, wait, your name is Howard Blend, really? I was like, yep, that's my name. So it kind of fit with that product. But yeah, I like plant-based protein powders. My stomach doesn't do well with like milk-based, like a whey protein. So to me, just plant-based protein, I like it. I used it, so I was like, why don't I make my own?
Great. And what other products did you want to highlight for today? There's still so much more to your story and what you have to offer.
Well, at the moment, I only have the pre-workout. Like I said, if somebody wants to have the protein powder, shoot me a DM. I'll be happy to take care of them. But the pre-workout's the only one available on the website. So as I scale, then I will make more products. Focus on different things. I want to have like just a focus product, a recovery product, go on and from there.
Why should I buy your supplements? Tell us. I mean, clearly you have testimonials. Tell us about the people that have been using them, including yourself, and some of the things they say.
Well, at the moment, the people that have tried it, I've asked them, and I told them to be honest. They don't like it. That's it. They don't like it. I mean, I want them to be honest about it. I had one guy who tried it, and he's a bodybuilder himself, and he said there's not enough stimulants in it. It's got 150 milligrams of caffeine in it, so it's depending on the strength and the size of the cup, it's about maybe a cup to a cup and a half of coffee, the equivalent amount of caffeine. But I told him, hey, thank you. I appreciate the honesty. If enough people want a high-stem pre-workout, well, then I'll look into producing a high-stem pre-workout because there's some that are hundreds of milligrams of caffeine, and they have additional stimulants in it as well. Other than that, people have said that they really enjoy it. They like the taste. They got good results. The pumps, which is the idea that's in the product, you're supposed to enhance the pumps. They were able to get good muscle pumps from it. They said their energy and their focus was on point, and they were able to get through their workouts much easier. So yeah, people seem to like it. So that's good for me. And now, what makes me different? To be honest, the ingredients in the product, you'll find it in pretty much every pre-workout. There's some pre-workouts that have more ingredients than SMB pre-workout. There's some that may have less. So the actual ingredients are not really what make it different. At the moment, I've talked about this with some friends of mine in my accountability group I'm a part of, and that is I'm focusing at the moment of making me the point of differentiation. My story, what I've gone through, the passion that I have for supplements, and so that's what I kind of make the unique selling point now, primarily what I focus on. So as I scale, then yeah, I can I'll have enough capital to maybe make more points of differentiation. Maybe there's new ingredients that come out that I can try, that I can afford, or new flavors or collaborations, etc. But as of right now, the primary point of difference is me. It's my story. So,
would you mind sharing all forms of contact?
Yeah. So if you want to email me, it's howard@howardsblend.com. So the domain is Howards with an S, howardsblend.com. Instagram, it's Howard's Blend, and also SMB Nutrition Co. And then TikTok, it's Howard's Blend and SMB Nutrition, no co at the end. But Instagram, you can just shoot me a DM there. I'll always get back to you, as well as email.
For someone out there listening today who may want to try your supplements, how does it work? Where do you have a conversation with them to see exactly what they need and you can guide them? Do you offer initial conversation with someone?
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody has any questions on the supplement, then feel free to shoot me an email, hit me up on Instagram. Right now I have several people that have used it that I actually have as affiliates. So I give them a coupon code and then they promote it. But if there's any questions that come to them, then they know just to forward it to me. So primarily the way I sell the product is online. Now I'm looking at bodybuilding show promoters now to see about becoming a vendor at bodybuilding shows like here in Texas. Then you can buy it physically there. But yeah, primarily hit me up, email, Instagram, ask any questions you have. I'll be happy to answer them. And you can buy directly through Instagram, Howard's Blend, me. You can just do the transaction right there through the app itself, and then I'll ship it out to you. Or if you want to buy it through the website, that'll work too.
How does it work with shipping? Could you share any details about that?
Yeah, so shipping, if you order one bottle, the way I have it set up is it's $6 for shipping. That's not how much it costs. I actually pay for some of the shipping as well. And then usually anything like, I think it's like 2 bottles, it's about like $8. Then if you order 3 or more, it's about $10 for shipping. Again, I'm paying some of that, so you're not paying all the shipping costs. I want to make it as easy for people and to order in terms of ease of ordering and then ease on the pocketbook as well. Like I said, I have a ton of people that are affiliates, and they have coupon codes that'll get you 15% off as well. So if you hit me up, I'll give you 15% off. Hit me up on Instagram and say that you learned about it from the show, then I'll give you 15% off. And then just try to make it easy on people. Some people are hurting now in terms of money, and I want to try to get them a tool to help them with their workout as easy as possible on their pocketbook and ease to take and ease to buy.
And also go to the website and check out some of your podcasts. Is that what you're doing there?
Well, it's on, Spotify, Apple. I think it's on Amazon. I actually recorded as well for about a year or so. I've been recording the episodes in terms of video, and I've been putting it on my YouTube, which is Howard Blend. And so that you can find it pretty much on all major podcast platforms.
In closing today, how did you want to leave off?
Well, to leave off, I want to tell people that if you have an idea, if you have a goal that you want to go after, no matter what the goal is, don't be like me. Don't procrastinate. Things will never be perfect. The opportunities, the circumstances, whatever you have to go through, there'll never be a perfect time. There'll always be something that goes wrong. And there's something that you can do today, no matter how small, how insignificant it may seem, there's something you can do today to help get you closer to that goal. That's all. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was an honor to be on your show. I appreciate it.